Anime, nah, I'm just kidding. I don't, nah. I've said a few times on this channel that anime is an abomination to humanity, and I'm not gonna make that a running joke anymore because it's very obvious that I really like anime. But don't be mistaken, I like anime, but I hate anime. Anime is fucking weird, okay? These strange, ungodly concepts that somehow become tropes, the weird way anime characters like communicate with each other, this stiff-ass animation, I hate it. I fucking hate it. I like shonen anime. I mean, like, yeah, that's victim to a lot of the tropes I just mentioned, but I like it when Yusuke kicks the dude's ass. Anime is weird, and it's not a secret, nor is it really an issue anymore. It's become so much more accepted as a form of entertainment and style of animation, and most people seem to like anime just fine nowadays, and even the people who hated anime and bully people for liking anime now love anime. I remember you. You can't fool me. But you'll still have that dumbass friend, that stupid idiot that still lives in 2011 going, anime is cringe. You're a weeaboo. Do people still say weeaboo? I feel like I haven't heard that word in like years. So if you're one of those unlucky people that have to deal with that kind of friend, the natural thing to do would be to shoot them, to find a gateway anime to get them into anime, or at the very least stop them from thinking that anime is just this. Now, when people recommend the perfect starter anime, a lot of people give some pretty good answers that come to mind. You know, Fullmetal Alchemist, Death Note, all the bunch. And if you ask me, if you hate anime, if you think anime is weird or stupid, then you should watch Cowboy Bebop.
The devil is here. This one's mine, understand?
Cowboy Bebop is a classic 90s sci-fi anime and is considered one of the best of all time, right? Like, everyone fucking likes the show, okay? Everyone's made their fucking analysis on it, everyone's talked about it, everyone's made their little pretentious video essay on it, whatever. So this video is not really going to be a review or an analysis on Cowboy Bebop itself, just specifically telling you why I think you or your friend should watch this show if they hate anime. And it all stems from the fact that I would argue this is probably the most approachable anime you're gonna find. It all starts with a key detail that's very subtle but is planted throughout the entire series and is the thing that, in my opinion, really makes this show work, and I want you to tell me if you notice it.
TJ, that place is for small fries.
Yeah, well, this small fry is worth $2.5 million.
I don't feel like it.
Did you see the detail? Let me play another clip.
Speaking of beef, they say in TJ, the carnitas are out of this world.
Now, you'll notice that the characters talk like real fucking people. Fiction is best for me when it creates this blur between reality and fantasy. These worlds and events cannot happen in real life. People do not talk like this. But the way they're presented feels believable. It doesn't necessarily have to be like accurate to real life. The whole point is that it isn't real. I just need to be able to immerse myself in it, to suspend my level of disbelief. Anime doesn't really work like that half the time. When characters start doing shit like this, it kind of takes me out of the experience. I started watching Attack on Titan a while back again, and while the show is really good, there was this one scene where Eren finally learned to balance on the maneuver gear. Look, it's a cool moment for Eren because it's something he struggled with, not to mention the pressure of being booted from the survey corps is there. But did they have to make it like this over the top? Like, come on. Or this scene in Demon Slayer where Zenitsu is protecting the box that Nezuko is in right now. Like, it's great of Zenitsu to do this and it shows a sense of loyalty for Tanjiro, but I really did feel like they were pushing a little too hard for an emotional payoff, especially considering how long the scene goes on for. And despite the scene having a very strong dramatic presentation, it doesn't seem to create much of a lasting impact the moment right after, and the characters just kind of move on from it. And not to mention the other weird moments that happen in certain anime, good ones too. Now, this mostly doesn't bother me too much anymore, as I've grown very much accustomed to this. But the point is that shit like this is why your stupid dumbass friend won't watch anime. But when they watch Cowboy Bebop, they'll come to realize that it has pretty much none of that. No screamy, no cutesy moe bullshit, no weird facial expressions, no lollies, no whatever the fuck this is. It has a very chill vibe and a consistent tone. I feel that Cowboy Bebop in a lot of ways doesn't really even feel like an anime. Like, if you were to tell me with no prior knowledge at all that this was made in America, I might just believe you. Especially because it's episodic like other American cartoons like Batman the Animated Series and such. You can watch this like any other animated series. And yeah, a lot of that is thanks to Cowboy Bebop's English dub being famously really good and a key player in making Cowboy Bebop so approachable. Plus, Cowboy Bebop just exudes cool. It has some really cool laid-back characters with really dark underlying pasts you can invest yourself in as well as speculate. They're just bounty hunters trying to get some money across the cosmos, all with some genuinely cool lines and moments.
Of the kind of woman that can my ass.
And what really makes this the definitive film bro anime is just the style. Just look at it. I personally looked into media more aesthetically as of recent and learned to appreciate visuals more than before. And Cowboy Bebop is without a doubt one of the most stylish anime ever made. It's cool, has some amazing shots and lighting, all with a killer jazz western soundtrack for the icing on the cake. It's also a pretty well-written show, so it's got that going for it. I think the only drawback to starting with Cowboy Bebop is the fact that Cowboy Bebop has a really unique vibe that a lot of other anime don't really seem to match, at least nowadays. And they might be disappointed in the fact that there aren't as many shows with that same level of coolness and vibe that Cowboy Bebop does. I can definitely name a few, and there are definitely some made by the director himself, and there are probably a lot more that I don't know about, so if you do know, just let me know in the comments. I don't want to be misinformed. But if your friend still shits on every anime after that, still makes fun of the tropes, all the cliches, and the very exotic nature of anime, you can still say, oh well, at least he likes Cowboy Bebop.